guys, welcome to today's video. We are going to be making some cute little DIY Halloween jars. It's a super easy craft, great for one if you've got the kids over the half-term holidays, just to keep them busy. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink and let's go on with the video. First things first, you are going to want some glass jars. One that I've got here is an empty candle jar that I have cleaned out all the wax of. I've repurposed that, made it into some new candles. Another one that I've got, this had some chocolate spread in it. I think it's probably from like Asda or somewhere. I've again taken the labels off, washed it, and then I've taken the lid off of it as well. Any size jars, you can use jam jars, you can use like tall jars that have had like pickles in. Any glass jars that you have, easily save them, wash them, and then they're ready to go, so you don't need to buy anything here. The next thing, which you've probably already got if you're into crafting, is some black paint and some white paint, some PVA glue. You can use Mod Podge as well, and then you want some like bandage wrap or white tissue paper, and then just some plain paintbrushes. You'll also just want some fake tea lights or some actual mini tea lights that you can light with a match. These are obviously just a bit safer and you can just leave them flickering when they turn on. Oh, that one was left on, oops. Or then you can just have these and then you can just turn them on and leave them flickering. Sometimes these aren't as strong as actual proper flame tea lights, but once it gets dark, it still looks just as cute. So we're going to put those to one side. The first one I'm going to do, and it's going to be super easy. If you've got some googly eyes, probably use those as well, because the first one we're going to do doesn't really require any painting. We're just literally going to glue the jar, wrap the bandage round, bob some googly eyes on, and we're going to get a really effective little mummy kind of monster. This is just a really thin bandage wrap. It's just 5 cm by 4 meter, so you can get it quite nice and thin. You don't want it to be too thick so that candle is going to shine through it. I'm just going to get my PVA glue, squeeze it onto the glass jar. Now if you're doing this with kids, obviously put out some like tissue paper, newspapers onto your work surface just to stop them kind of getting any glue or paint anywhere. And I'm literally just going in and spreading this round with my paintbrush all over the jar, just to the top. We just want to cover it all nicely. This is just such an easy craft. If you've got the kids in the half terms, the weather's grotty so you can't go outside on walks or do pumpkin picking or pick any leaves up or anything like that, you can just sit down, put on a Halloween movie in the background like Nightmare Before Christmas, or maybe that's too scary for kids actually. What else could you put on? Like maybe one of the Addams Family animations. They're not too scary, I don't think. But anyway, yeah, so you can put on a movie in the background or some Halloween music, get some Halloween themed sweets out if they're allowed, some like sweet treats while they're making it, and just create a cute little setup. Or you could even do this as like a girls' night and do it with some of your friends and make some cute house decor. So once you've got a good layer of glue over your jar, I'm just gonna get the bandage wrap, and I'm just gonna start layering it on. I'll probably work from the top and go to the bottom so the top is nice and tidy. And I'm just gonna press it on into the glue. You might get some glue on your fingers while doing this. Just wiping them down and then stretching it around the glue. Overlap it and then feed it round the jar until you're done. I'll just let Woody out. Now what's quite good is because this is quite thin, it overlaps, and so the glue kind of, what's the word? You know, when I'm doing these videos, I can never think of the word to say. The glue kind of like seeps through the pores in the bandage, so it can still stick. You don't have to add any more as you're going along. This is actually really quite therapeutic to do. And then once you've got a nice seal at the bottom, you just want a pair of scissors, and we're just going to trim that off. And then just to make sure that that bit is actually sealed, I am just going to go in with a little glue and just seal that into place. And how easy was that to do, guys? So we're gonna leave that one to sit and dry, and then in the meantime we can start making our next one. Oh, look at the little PVA bubbles. So on this one, you can either paint it, you can put tissue paper on it, What would be really cute is actually if you are going out on any nice autumn walks with the kids, you could pick up some nice leaves that have fallen, that are nice quite dry, and then you could stick them on with some PVA glue and create like an autumn leaf one. That would be so cute. I might actually see if I can find any on my ex-dog walk with Woody, and then I can do that. But I don't have any at the moment, so what we're going to do is I'm going to paint on some little black bats on the glass, and then I'm going to stick the bandage over so it looks like the bats are underneath it, and then once the tea light's in it, it's going to shine through. Now, I don't know how this is going to turn out. Hopefully it'll turn out well. We'll see. So I'm just going to get a little bit of black paint. I'm not going to bother messing up my paint palette for this because I don't need a range of colours. I literally just need black, so I'm just going to take the lid off. Get a thin little brush. Now, for a bat, you don't really need to do anything special. I mean, you can see that nail sign there. You just need like a little body and some wings. What would help is if my brush was actually, I think I've kind of overused this one a bit. Okay, so what I've done here, as you can see, that is a shocking bat. It doesn't need to be perfect because it's going to be just more of like a silhouette. What you can do is just buy some black bat stickers and put those in. That is also completely fine. But I'm just doing some painting, and also it'll just keep like older kids, if they can do this, a bit busier for longer. If you wanted a really simple thing to do, you don't have to use the bandage. You can use some white paint, just do some smudges and decorate it with ghosts. But we'll see how this is going to turn out. So I'm going to keep doing, I'm just going to dot on probably another 2 bats. There doesn't need to be loads. And then I'll let that dry. We can go in with the bandage wrap then as well. I'm literally just doing a line for the body, 2 tiny little triangles at the top for ears, and then 3 triangles at each side for the wings. When you break it down, it's just like a few shapes, so it's quite easy to do. I'm not using any special paint for this either. I'm just using some black acrylic paint, and if it doesn't go on nice straight away, it's okay, just do a thin line, and then once that's kind of set, it makes it a bit easier to paint over. Okay, and then what you want to do on your bandaged one is just get some little googly eyes. You can pick these up from any craft store, and we're just going to stick them on the little top of the bandage. Now I'm going to try placing mine quite close together. I think that looks cuter. So it's right in the middle of the jar, and then that is that one done. It just needs to dry. You're ready to go. You can put your tea light in it. That's going to look super cute. It's really easy for the kids to do. And what you could do if you wanted a range of things, so you could have mummies. If you wanted to create some monsters, you could put on your fabric bandage, paint over it in like greens, blues, pinks, anything like that, purples. Get a few different shaped eyes. You pop them on, and then you've got your little monster jars as well, and the kids could have them as like little night lights in the bedrooms if they wanted. You can decorate mantelpieces, you can leave them outside instead of pumpkins so trick-or-treaters know to come to you, and it's just a really cute, effective little Halloween display. If you want to know how I made any of these other Halloween and autumn bits, I will link the videos down below. I did some crafting videos making these DIY pumpkins. These are all like under £1. I made this little gonk just with a bit of yarn, and then I made this one this year, so I'll make sure to link all the videos down below for you, so do check those out. They're super easy and quick to make. Now with this one, you can either leave it like this, so you've just got your bats on the outside and then you can put your tea light in the middle, but I am going to wrap my bandage wrap around this. I'm just going to make sure that all the paint has dried before I put any of my PVA glue over it. Now instead of wrapping the bandage around continuously, I want this to look a bit neater. So I've cut this edge straight so then we can seal it. I'm going to get some PVA glue and I'm just going to paint it on, just in like a nice thin layer. I'm going to paint on the glass first, and then I'll dab it over the painted bats so I don't smudge them. If you've used card or if you've used sticker, then just paint straight over them with the PVA glue. That shouldn't be an issue. And just make sure that you're painting it wide enough for it to cover all your bandage. And once you've got a nice little layer of PVA glue like that, you can go in and we're just going to press, just like we did with the first one, press the bandage on, get a nice neat layer. I might need a bit more glue actually. But I'm just going to get this, line it up with the top of your jar or your candle, and then press it on and just stretch it out so it's nice and thin up until you meet the line of where you started. And then I'm just going to trim it. And again, just to seal any loose bits in place, I'm just going to get a bit of glue and just dab it over. Then we're going to do the bottom. So same again, if you follow where your join is as well, so it's all on one place. So you just want to go in, pat your glue on. And then same again, I'm just going to get my bandage, start it where I started the last one. So there, you can see your back's just shining through. So there you've got it, and your bats are just going to shine through that. So if we leave those both to dry, I'm going to just clean my brushes. And then what you're going to want to do is get your little tea lights, either real or not, and you can just sit them in. You obviously won't be able to see it very well at the moment because it's quite light, but it'll just shine through and create a really nice effect on your side. I'll put one in here as well, like that. It's just going to add a little bit of jazz to your Halloween decorations, just fill out some little places. Like I said, you can put them in the kids' rooms, you can put them outside so trick-or-treaters know to come, put them in your windowsills, anything like that. It's just a super easy, quick and cheap craft that you can do with bits that you're already going to have in your house. So guys, if you've liked this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And while you're down there, comment down below the ghost or the bat emoji, and I'll catch you at the next one. Thanks guys. Bye.